everybody, welcome to a viewer's comments for December 2014. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I know that I did. I finally got a chance to get some more videos done, in among visiting a lot of family and things over about 5 hours worth of driving, well, 10 hours round trip. But Thanksgiving turned out to be really good. The old computer that died, I got a new hard drive back into it, and I gave it to my son as a Christmas present. So there you go. The old computer is back up and running, so he'll be able to maybe join me for some of these games at some point. But we're going to get into some viewer comments and stuff like that. The first we're going to talk about is unboxing my new PC, which is the Main Gear F131 with a couple of customizations. I threw in a brand new NVIDIA 970 in there. And Craven THC says, he's back. How are you liking the new computer? And also, Jiri Krajnak says, looked up the specs and it's roaring. The case also looks very nice. Yeah, I really love the new machine. I'm able to run all of my stuff really, really fast. It records with a webcam most of my games at 60 frames per second with no issues whatsoever. Neural Rust 1 asks, does this machine have SLI? Well, the machine doesn't have SLI. It's SLI capable. I don't have an extra video card in it right now, so we're not running SLI by default. But if I wanted to, I could just buy another NVIDIA 970 and toss it into SLI mode with no issues there at all. So we'll get into some of the comments from the other games in just a bit. But first, I wanted to give you guys a channel update on how the channel's doing overall. We have 238 subscribers as of this recording, and 15,000 plus channel lifetime views, so that's doing pretty good. This last month alone, I saw approximately 20,000 minutes of video watched from my YouTube channel, so that's really awesome. I really appreciate you guys' continued support and your comments and likes, shares, and subscriptions, so keep it up. Let's start talking about some Elite Dangerous stuff. In episode 1, we restart with Standard Beta 3.0. We got Standard Beta 3.0 fired up just in time with our new computer. And Jiri Krajnak says he wonders if LV-426 will be featured as a potential Easter egg in Elite Dangerous, as there's already an NPC in the system with the name of the movie's writer, Dan O'Bannon, flying around. And the planetoid is in orbit in a real system. Glad to see you back. That's actually a really good idea for some cross-pollination. I had a full recording of Spore going on, so it might be kind of interesting to actually use LV-426 as the name of a Spore planet, maybe for a Spore playthrough. John Moore says, I didn't think I would like mining. Didn't think I would like the mining element of Elite Dangerous, but it looks great. Looking forward to getting my hands on this on December 16th. Craven THC goes on to say, sweet paint job and thanks for showing off the mining. Basically, I figured when this launches I will be able to start by mining and then work my way up to equipping myself with the top of the line exploration equipment. I'm so looking forward to living life on the ragged edge of known space and beyond. Well, from beta and now that I'm doing some gamma stuff, I can tell you you're more or less on the right path, except for you want to switch one thing around. Your ship starts off with a basic discovery scanner, which allows you to go out and do discoveries, and then turn those discoveries in for money right away. So that's a great way to start off some money initially. It takes about 10,000 credits or so to get a basic mining rig set up, because you need to buy both a refinery and at least one mining laser before you can make any money off it, because you have to drill the asteroid and then refine the results. So it'll take a little bit before you can get an asteroid mining, but once you get to that point, you know, you can make some pretty decent money doing so. In response to Standard Beta Episode 3 for bounty hunting, R.M. Hempton says, for the most part, I like the interdiction system. It does seem to happen a bit too often at the moment, though. I also think there should be a penalty for interdicting a ship with no record. That way, the player that interdicted you and opened fire for absolutely no reason may have thought twice. I generally agree that interdiction is kind of a pain in the butt. It happens fairly frequently, but you learn to deal with it. You learn to avoid it. As far as a penalty for interdicting a ship, there is a penalty. If you successfully interdict somebody, your hull takes some damage because your ship spins out of control for a couple of seconds when you come out of supercruise, unless the other player submits to the interdiction. If they submit to the interdiction, you know something's up. As far as any other penalty, I don't know if it's appropriate, because if you assume that you're going to get the interdiction, and let's assume that you would want to get any permits or whatever you would need to actually use it for bounty hunting purposes, my thought is they probably have all of that stuff wrapped up in the cost of the interdiction and the interdiction device in the first place. So buying the device not only gives you the tool to do the interdiction, but the rights to use interdiction as you will. And we know that some pirate people out there are going to be using them for nefarious purposes, and they'll be getting bounties for other reasons anyway. So it's not a big deal as far as I'm concerned, but I can appreciate the sentiment. In response to episode 4 regarding exploration, I'm not going to pronounce his last name. His first name is Hines. He says at 1950 you can see the moon named Ankogel. It's named after the mountain in the Australian Alps which was first climbed in 1762. This is seen as the beginning of alpinism, so it fits perfectly within your exploration. Exploring seems to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to do this a lot in Elite Dangerous as well. Yeah, exploring is a blast. I just did a earlier, maybe a half an hour ago, I just did a tutorial video on exploration where I explored a whole bunch of a new system and came back just one jump away and made 14,000 credits from the exploration. So exploration is a great way for a newbie to really get some career stuff going because you start off with a basic discovery scanner. Frank Finster says, this game is looking so good, but it actually convinces in sound aspects even more. I love how those engines roar and that whoosh when the jump drives kick in and out. Hopefully Mac users won't have to wait too long until OS X beta opens. I am already getting some old friends together for a team up when the game is out for Mac. I agree. The sound design in Elite Dangerous is absolutely top notch. In many of my Let's Plays, when I've gotten a new tool or a new ship, I'll make sure and shut myself up so you can actually hear the sound of that new ship and how it works. JTC Gaming says, I'm still learning quite a lot in this game. Only bought into the beta a month ago. How do you target celestial bodies? Usually when I press T, it targets other ships. Thanks. Edit. Actually, it looks like you power your scanner, discover the unknown body, and then just point your ship at the object and uncover the info you need. Well, I actually have, I'll show you on my joystick here. Make sure I get this on the camera here, right? That's more or less good enough. So the hat switches I have set up right here, I actually have hat up, that like that. I have this set to target whatever is in front of me, no matter what it is. I don't care. If I push this and it's in front of me, I'm targeting it. So when I am aimed at a celestial body and I hat forward, it targets the celestial body. That's same for any low energy or high energy FSD wakes, any canisters or anything that are floating around, as well as other spaceships. Whoops, there goes my microphone. I also have my hat set up here. So this is previous target, that's next target, and this is the highest risk target that I use to actually manage my targeting. Put my joystick way back over there. And that's how I have that set up. So make sure you have a key bound to target what's ahead of you, and then you can target whatever planet you're facing, planet, star, or other astronomical body, and begin scanning it as soon as you're within range. We'll go on to our next page of comments here. And now we're going to start talking about Alien Isolation, which is a new game I started playing. I've gotten through 6 episodes, and I'm really looking forward to making some more for this week. In response to episode 2, Jiri Krajnek again says, it's been a while since I've had nightmares about Alien. Shouldn't watch these before going to bed. Woke up feeling like crap. And nice touch with Ripley's audio log at the end. And Philip Kindred Dick goes on to say, they've done a good job replicating the look of the movie. Yeah. I love playing this game late at night when it's dark, and I set the mood lighting on my face so you can actually see the glow of the monitor and the glow of the game against my face, rather than it being well lit like it is right now, so you can kind of get a sense of what's going on. I like the occasional scary game if the atmosphere is right, and Alien has the perfect atmosphere. It's one of my favorite movie chains of all time. Even the bad movies I really enjoy because they get so hilarious. In response to episode 5, Frank Finster says, hey, do we get to see Alien Isolation episode 6? And goes on to say, and I told him yes, actually, in my comments. He says, glad to hear you will continue. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to push. I was just wondering because after Bohemian Ego broke off his excellent Alien Isolation series, I was a bit worried. But that poor guy was really scared by this game, and seeing him collapse in front of his webcam wouldn't have been so much fun. I'm actually really enjoying playing it for that scary atmosphere. And there are times when I've gone to bed after playing a few episodes, even just a couple episodes for the week, that I have Alien Isolation dreams all night long, and it kind of puts me on tilt for the next day. But that's a little bit of the fun. Get the blood boiling. Random Kitten has some great tips, and Random Kitten is a new gaming channel. A good friend of mine who's actually starting up her own channel and doing some stuff that's pretty interesting, like Don't Starve. I've never played it before, but it looks really fun. I really enjoy watching her channel. Anyway, I digress. She goes on to say, the whiteboard gives room numbers that Dr. Morley has on his rounds. There is only 2 A rooms, and there's a dead body on the floor of one of them. Also, started staring at the motion sensor is just as suspenseful for us as it is for you. Waterbill1 goes on and says, hello, I've watched many people play this game, and if I may, I'd like to give you some hints with the alien. First off, it's better to crouch and walk that way, instead of just walking. Makes less noise for the alien to hear. Also, you can hide underneath those hospital beds you see when the alien first appears. It will walk right past you, believe it or not. Or you can hide in the locker cabinet. Never use the motion tracker when the alien is close by. It might hear it. That's good to know. But keep on making these videos. I want to see you succeed. Yeah, I appreciate the tips, guys. I appreciate you not giving me spoilers, by the way. I really want to experience the story, but tips like this when I'm having a hard time and stuff is great, so you can keep that up as much as you want to. And this is another game that I did as far as a cold play, which got a little bit of, got one comment anyway. Gauntlet came out for sale on Steam, so I picked it up and played through all the different classes really quick. Of course, I played it on the hardest difficulty, which is impossible to win single player, or at least I don't have the gaming skills to do so that's pretty funny. Frank Finster says, it's so funny how many old games get a reboot these days. I loved Gauntlet back in the 80s, and it seems like it has gained some more gameplay. In the old version, it was more like a shooter, throwing axes, throwing spears, casting lightning, and shooting arrows, and it has become a lot more relaxing, it seems. Nice. Yeah, I had a really good time getting my butt kicked over and over again in those 2 Gauntlet episodes I played. The Wizard is really complex and really fun, but really difficult. I can see, like I've played through the single player campaign on super duper easy just to get a grasp on how the Wizard's working, and he was a lot of fun. My other favorite class is actually the Valkyrie, just because she's so quick with her attacks and can move around the board relatively quickly. You can see that I did a pretty good job in episode 2 making some progress with her in the game. So that is it for viewers' comments for December of 2014. Yeah, that's what it is. And I am definitely going to keep on working on some more Alien Isolation videos as soon as I get a chance. Right now I'm working on tutorials for Elite Dangerous, since that is coming out in just 2 weeks. I want to make sure I have a bunch of tutorials out that people can get a hold of and take a look at. So make sure you guys are sharing those tutorials. Elite Dangerous is going to be really, really big. And then I'll be getting into Let's Plays for the actual full game. I suspect we were supposed to get a head start possibly in Gamma, but there's some exploits that allowed people to essentially get unlimited money. So they're most likely, I'm 90% certain, there's going to be a wipe before the game releases on December 16th. But that's perfectly fine. I have all the Kickstarter specials and have all the different head starts available. So I'm probably going to start myself as a pirate with a stolen, with a Federation pirate bounty on the edge of Federation space and see if I can't survive that way. It's one of my Kickstarter options. I've also been buying a fair number of paint jobs, spending a little bit of money here and there. And I want to say to the guys at Frontier Development, here's my hand, the guys at Frontier Development, keep the paint jobs that you have priced about where they are. $2 to $5, basically $2 for most typical paint jobs and $5 for a paint job kit or a really, really special paint job for a ship is perfect pricing. You're making me loosen up my wallet to buy those paint jobs, and you're going to make a lot of other people do that. Don't make them too much more expensive than that. Otherwise, you're actually going to end up losing sales overall, I think. So those prices are perfect. Keep it up. I love the paint jobs. I have one for each kind of ship that's out there now, at least one. So I will be using those in my Let's Plays and stuff like that as we go forward. I'm really looking forward to December 16th when Elite actually comes out full blown. The game is settled down into its final release content. Pretty stable in Gamma, mostly exactly like it was at the end of Beta 3, except the entire galaxy has opened up. So all the systems and stuff, how things were working in Beta 3 is pretty much the same. They're still working out some kinks and bugs and stuff like that, but those should be pretty much resolved by December 15th. The game is really playable as it is right now. If there wasn't a wipe coming up, I'd be dedicating a fair amount of time actually starting up an Elite Dangerous career, but I don't mind. No big deal. So I am going to wrap up saying thanks again for your views, your comments, your likes, your shares, and your ongoing participation in the channel. Let's keep on growing this channel. I'm having a lot of fun making all this content and putting it out for you guys to view, and I'm having a lot of fun interacting with you all, so let's keep on doing that. And I'm looking for some opportunities with some friends like Random Kitten and maybe some others to start doing some multiplayer videos for some of the things that I'm doing. I know Gauntlet is one of the things I'm interested in doing if I can find some time, and Space Engineers. It's such a great game, but it really lends itself to multiplayer more than single player. So I'm going to see if I can't get that going as well at some point. And I need to continue my Minecraft style guides. I don't do a whole lot of stuff in Minecraft. I have a really good time playing it. And with all the new materials and stuff that are out there, those style guides are probably going to be helping a lot of people figure out how to make their bases look awesome. So yeah, as we get time for content and things like that. Oh, I forgot to mention Kerbal Space Program 0.25 is out. So they're really close to being feature complete. I think the next build is actually going to be the last major build as far as adding new features to the game. So I'm not doing any Let's Plays right now for 0.25, but I'll probably do stuff for the next build because it'll have all the basic features in the game that they want to have. And then from then on out, it's all just polishing and adding additional content for the full release. So we'll be keeping an eye on Kerbal Space Program as it moves forward in its development cycle as well until full release. And until that comes out, I'll be playing Elite Dangerous and Alien Isolation as my two focus games right now, with some additional content if I find some things going on for Mondays. So yeah, that's going to be it for viewer comments. Once again, thanks for all your support. Until next time, goodbye.